Often when we have gut health issues, it can seem really overwhelming, the amount of choices and options that might be available to help us. Where do we go next? In this video, discover the simple approach that will help you navigate those gut health choices to feeling much more healthy, vibrant, and well. Allow your heart to listen. Hello, I'm Nid, a soul guide and master in energetics. We've been exploring through this series how the energy of gut health really works. And in this video, we're looking at the aspect of the mind and our ability to discern healthy choices as we navigate through uncovering what it is in our gut that needs support so that we can feel well and get our energy back. The body naturally seeks homeostasis or balance. It will know how to make choices to heal itself. The question often comes from whether or not we have awareness of what those options are. And when we begin to look at the options, it gets really overwhelming. There's so much information out there. And you could ask AI, you could ask Google, you could ask all of these free doctors, you can even go to your medical doctors, but everyone is actually quite limited in information based on what you can tell them that is going on for you, so your own awareness of what is happening. But also it's actually much deeper than that, which is that your body knows what is naturally needing to happen, and it might be a few different steps in order to regain its balance. So the first thing we want to be doing is discovering how it is that we can just calm and focus on one thing at a time in order to rebuild our health. So quite often one of the first things we might be advised to do is some form of a detox, to maybe cut out lots of different foods in order to eliminate what might be causing the problem, and then as we add back in, that helps us with discerning what it is that's the problem. The issue with detoxes is that often the detox itself is so demanding and taxing on an already malnourished system that actually it's really hard to inform the system what it is that it needs, and therefore your mind just kind of gets stuck in feeling absolutely rubbish and can't necessarily work out what it is that is needed. It's really important with the gut to stay simple, to keep it focused on one change at a time, because it is a big chemical lab. And effectively, the more things we do at one time, the more different interactions can be going on. And this is where we come back to the science of food combining, which is actually used in the tradition of macrobiotics, where certain foods are better off not eaten together and should be eaten in a certain order in order for the body's chemistry to be able to know how to digest those foods in its maximum capacity to absorb nutrients and remove any potential toxicity. So for example, this would be using the process of eating your protein first, then having some of your leafy greens, your vegetables on your dish, and not including having those grains until after you've eaten those too, and always having fruit after our meal. That is a simple process of the chemical interaction. An example could be whether or not it is that there's a lot of inflammation in your body. This is quite common in our modern lifestyle, that we have excess inflammation due to different forms of stress. It can shut down the body's ability to digest food, and in that stress within the body, it starts to cause inflammation, and that inflammation can turn up through a variety of different health issues that could be related to the gut. What would be choices that you could make that might help reduce that inflammation in the body? Now, you could again Google, you could talk to naturopaths, you can go to see a nutritionist. What would help reduce that inflammation in your diet that would help it start to relax in the gut? Maybe there's something very simple as an antioxidant that could help calm the gut down so that it doesn't feel that sense of anger and attack, which is what inflammation essentially is. Another health concern could be cognitive performance, feeling a bit of brain fog, finding it hard to stay focused on things. So with this, it can be a variety of different factors in the gut that can be causing that brain fog. But a simple place to start would be increasing omega-3s, which the brain loves, that kind of fat, but at the same time, again, something with a bit more water and fiber content to help things move through the digestive system. So you might start to look at some of the seeds, like chia seeds. How could you use chia seeds in your meals throughout the day? Well, maybe you would have soaked chia seeds for breakfast with a whole load of other yummy food. And then maybe you make some chia seed balls and have little protein ball snacks to take with you throughout your day. You could even throw a couple of chia seeds into a bit of soup maybe in the evening. So there's a couple of ways in which you could just throw a couple in, and that would just be staying with the focus of one food throughout the week. By doing this, we actually can just see the impact of one thing at a time in our system. Also sometimes said that when we drink too much water with our meal or too much liquid, it starts to water down and reduces the ability of the enzymes in the stomach to actually break down the foods that you're bringing into the body. But also, if you're not hydrated enough, you need to be drinking those liquids in order for your body to actually digest and have the flow. So any of these things can be wrong or right. The key is if you keep it simple and go for one ingredient or one nutrient density at a time, one flavoring at a time, then it will begin to help you eliminate what it is that's working in your digestive process and what is not. And what's the most important thing in you discerning these choices? The reality is it's your intuition. Your intuition is a relationship of mind, heart, and gut. When our gut is out of balance, we don't make such good intuitive choices because it comes from fear. So your gut health is really important to be able to take courageous action in life, to be able to process and move forwards with the emotions that you may be experiencing, to step into the choices that will expand your life. The more that you can relax your gut using the different modalities and tools that I've shared in this series, the more you're going to connect to your intuition, and you will know what is that food, what is that supplement that you may need in order to support your gut and find that healing so that you can digest life experiences with their fullness and have the energy to enjoy your life to the maximum. If you've enjoyed this series, make sure you subscribe so that you can hear the next practice that's available to support your well-being, allowing your soul to live its aligned life through you. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful day.